Dr. Bronner's to the rescue.
It's Saturday, and I'll get my second shot.
Are you? On
Yay!
Saturday?
I mean, it was supposed to be last week. I'm just running. Perfect.
I'm hand sanitizing.
I should sit here. I can sit
Yes,
here.
right here. You can watch.
Yeah, you don't have to sit on the table
There you
like
go.
I did. I just
We
hand
got
sanitized.
this. Oh my God, 2 for 1.
I know,
I am so
seriously.
lucky. Marcia Wollner,
Yes.
welcome to Our Lives, Our Future, which is our YouTube show that we do for Chula Vista Heritage Museum and the South Bay Historical Society. You have been the person in San Diego who's in charge or takes people on what's called March of the Living.
Right.
Can you explain to our viewers what March of the Living is?
Sure. March of the Living is a program which has been around for 32 years. Unfortunately, last year and this year we are not taking teens or adults on the program. It's an opportunity, it's a journey to take teens to Poland. Holocaust Memorial Day in Poland, we do a walk, a march between Auschwitz and Birkenau, 2 camps. It's about an hour and a half that it takes us to get there when you're traveling with 10,000 people that are walking from one place to another.
And I have seen it. It's just
It's
so
amazing. We have it on, it gets live streamed. And so while we're in Poland for a week, we see both what life was like before the war. We learn about what happened during the war. We visit at least 5 concentration camps. And then we learn about what life is going on in Poland today. Jewish life, which is really having a resurgence. There's a JCC in Krakow, which is amazing. And there's a JCC in Warsaw. There are synagogues. So we don't want to just stay with what happened, because the war is really a small piece of the 1,000-year Jewish-Polish history.
How do people sign up for it?
Well, they email me at marcia@motlthewest.org. We also have, there's adult delegation, so adults can go. We have been blessed in most of the years that San Diego was gone to have a survivor come with us.
Wow.
So we would love to be able to continue that. In 2019, Ben Midler, who I know has been interviewed by
Yes.
you, came with us, and his story, which hopefully you'll listen to, is amazing because he was in Poland, he was in multiple camps, and then he went on to Israel. And the march then goes to Israel, and we are there for Yom HaZikaron, which is Israel's Memorial Day, and then the next day, like a light switch, it flips into Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel Independence Day, and he fought in the war. So then we had his story continue, and that
Right.
was, you know, just brings chills that you have him as a child in Poland, and then he made his way to Israel, and we heard his story the whole
Can
time.
people do this online? Can you take a virtual March of the Living? Is that being worked on
Interesting
now?
question. We're sort of working on it right now. Federation is working on doing a program. We're not sure if it's going to happen this year before Yom HaShoah. I've put together an itinerary for it. So we're working with people. There are a lot of things right now online in Poland, like tomorrow I'm going to go on a virtual tour of Łódź. So there's a variety of different things, but to put it as a whole program, we're working on it. The march, because it'll be virtual this year because we won't be on the ground, we'll be doing a ceremony that will have like pieces of past years. So it's like as if we
You
were walking
must-
from Auschwitz to Birkenau.
You must let me know.
Okay.
So that on the YouTube link, when I send it to my Chula Vista schools that I love so much, that what we can do, and other schools, I'm not being, I love all schools, okay, and all education, but we need to make sure that people can follow this online.
Definitely. At motl.org, it's the international website. There's all the programming that's been going on this year because we aren't doing recruitment and we're not taking kids. So there's been a lot of survivor interviews from around the world, which has been amazing because we need to keep our name out there. We need to keep Holocaust education out there. You know, the pandemic doesn't stop our need to continue education.
Let's talk about the Holocaust education in San Diego. We're very lucky for the new Life Club and the first generation speakers that are able to speak. they can contact you. Am I correct?
They can. I can always match with speakers. I do that. Anti-Defamation League does that as well. They do an amazing job.
ADL?
ADL. They have a great curriculum that's called Echoes and Reflections, which is in a lot of different public schools, separate from what goes on in the congregational religious schools and the day schools, which have Holocaust education as well.
Right. And if anybody wants to get a feel of Holocaust awareness at the Jewish Community Center in La Jolla,
An amazing
wall.
memorial. So the memorial there has a wall of names of our local survivors' families. So you can look at those names. When I take teens there to, we have our education session, I want them to be able to look at family names they might know, first names, it might be their Hebrew name, for them to be able to make a correlation between names of people from the past to what they know today. There is one wall that has a history of the Holocaust, and then there are stones, like in a little sort of garden area, that have names of ghettos and have names of camps of which our community's families are from. So there's a lot of education when you walk into the JCC, directly on your right. People sometimes just walk right past it, but they need to be able to take a moment. There are places where you can sit and reflect, and it's beautiful.
And between now and 2021, the end, we have RUTH, Remember Us the Holocaust, which is an exhibition. And you promised me that you're going to bring people, you're going to have people come here. You let me know ahead of time so I can bring something for people here. We need
a museum. Our own. I've been saying it for years.
Well, my goal is to get with heads of everyone, including you, and that this is an extension that can be in San Diego. Not that I want it to leave Chula Vista, because I love it here. But I will tell you, it's the voices of the New Life Club, it's the voices of first generation, it's the voices of second generation, third generation, people like you that can let people know that we do have this exhibit. We have it online now. Rumor has it that we might be open in April, so I'll let you know. And that's where I'm really going to need help to get the word out that here in beautiful Chula Vista we have RUTH, Remember Us the Holocaust. In the meantime, before that, we have Yom HaShoah. For those of you who need to know what Yom HaShoah means, it is the day of remembrance where Holocaust survivors and families honor those that have passed, and in the same time that's a great day to go online, look at what's happening in San Diego, look around the world, and do me a really big favor, okay? Be nice to everybody, all right? Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Bye. Cut.
That was very nice.